Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before a king?
Right.
Good morning.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to the Connect Up this week on Saturday the 16th of January. It's kind of all changed a little bit with our Connect Up. With another lockdown, we've been putting a little bit more content in our daily emails that come out to you all. And so we thought we'd take this opportunity on a Saturday to have a little look back and a little look forward. So if you've missed anything during the week, you may well pick up on it today. And we'll also have a look at what's coming up. So,
And as always,
Yes.
it's to try and spot the link between the music and an item coming up a little later.
Indeed.
Anyway,
yes.
first of all, church services. Now, as you will know, sadly, we've had to suspend communal worship in our 3 churches. This, of course, is because the virus is prevalent and we want to help keep everyone safe. So, throughout January, all our worship will be online, either live or pre-recorded. Now, when circumstances change and we resume communal worship, that means public worship, we will, of course, let you know. So keep an eye on things and we'll make sure that we get the information to you as and when we can. In the meantime, look in your Connect Up for all the information you need to know about online services. Now, this coming weekend, today, Saturday, we commence with the second in our The Significance of Jesus series. And the theme of this reflective service today is the calling of the first disciples. Now, I forget precisely when. I think it will be up on the website at 7 o'clock.
7 in the morning.
So you'll be able to access that little reflective service. It's about 20 minutes in length from 7 o'clock this morning. And we'll make sure there's a nice, neat link in the email to Connect Up for you to click on to take you straight there. Later on today at 7 o'clock this evening, there'll be the next exciting instalment in our Ending with a Hymn series. And the hymn under scrutiny today will be I, the Lord of Sea and Sky.
It is indeed, yes.
And then tomorrow we have from 9:30 a live streamed Eucharist, and that's to be followed by Food for Thought at 11 o'clock. Food for Thought is a St Michael's style service, and we will welcome Vicky and Katie and Lindsay, another one, who will be along to help lead that act of worship. It's going to be a bit different, so if you fancy something a bit different on a Sunday morning, 11 o'clock live streamed, Food for Thought, and the theme is the going when the going gets tough.
When the going gets tough, yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
The tough going to have a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Right, okay, that's enough from me for the moment.
Okay, it's over to me then. Is it for some Connect Up highlights? We've had some really lovely things sent in by our readers this week. So we thought we'd share some of those highlights. And we start with Sweetness and Light, which is the fantastic news. Jenny Collins got in touch with us from St Michael's to let us know that the Christmas floodlighting appeal raised the terrific sum of £800. So St Michael's, well done. Very grateful to our light sponsors, and also we thank Jenny for organising this appeal once again.
Okay, and now from thanking Jenny, we thank Alan Watson. Now, this was before Christmas. Alan came along, we formed a little gang once the builders had finished taking the pews out to try and restore the church to something like decency. But we failed. We didn't fail. Despite our best efforts, it didn't look as good as it could do. And so somebody had the bright idea of contacting Alan Watson of Regular Cleaners, who came over with an accomplice and spent the best part of 2 days cleaning and polishing the St Mildred's Church floor. The great news is that Alan did a sterling job, but also decided not to charge us anything at all for that work. and very kindly said he would like us to regard it as his contribution to the reordering project. So Alan, you may or may not be watching this. Either way, we'd like to thank you very much indeed for your kindness and your generosity, and photographs of the floor, which we took afterwards, show how sparkly it all looked,
Yeah, absolutely
reflecting the
brilliant.
Christmas lights.
Yeah, it was. It was a superb job. So thank you very much, Alan. Now we move to what's for lunch, and this used to be a question on many parents' minds during the long summer holidays. Now with COVID closing down our schools again, children cooped up at home all day, the loss of access to school lunches or extended family and friends to help out, and the loss of income and restrictions on benefits, this question becomes a daily nightmare for some families. Shocking pictures in the media this week have highlighted the desperate situations that some children are facing as their access to meals at schools is denied. Contracts taken out with unscrupulous external suppliers have seen families expected to feed their children with completely inadequate foodstuffs. Thankfully, we have two well-supported charities locally that are able to step in and provide for both individuals and families with children. Thanks to your generosity in dropping your tins and packets at St Mildred's, Waitrose and St Michael's Post Office, the Tenterden Family Food Bank is able to supply boxes with enough non-perishable foods to make 40 meals. The Old Schoolhouse Larder will supply home-cooked, nutritionally balanced children's meals to families, along with a top-up bag of groceries. Now, we know that in the days ahead, your help is going to be needed more than ever, so do please continue to support these two causes in any way you can. Every tin or packet you hand in makes a difference, as does every penny to the Old Schoolhouse Larder. If lots of us do this, then there will indeed be plenty to go around. So thank you very much for all you have done so far.
And in supporting those two charities, you will plant a little joy. And that's the title of our next item. But this refers to a little story which our wonderful pastoral coordinator, Irene Bassett, supplied us with. And Irene got in touch to say, did you know the old auto cues shot on the head? Can you go back up a bit?
No, it hasn't.
There we are.
Did you know?
Did you know? Sorry.
So
Did you know?
I've been left in control of the mouse today.
Oh, dear. I'm a nervous wreck here.
I can see.
Yeah. Did you know, Irene
I've
emailed, that Mary Monkton organised the delivery of 22 plants with a Christmas card to the regular members of the Wednesday Lunch Club. Now, this took place just before Christmas. Anne Cheeseman, said Irene, and I helped with the delivery, and it was one of the most worthwhile things I had done that week. The recipients were so delighted. It was the look on their faces. I took Santa's elf with me, Sarah, and she felt the same. Well, we think that's a really lovely story. Thank you, Irene, for sending it in. And well done to Mary and to Anne and to Sarah for making that happen.
Indeed. Now, if you have a look in today's edition of Connect Up, there is the wonderful story sent in by Anne Robertson of some serious lockdown advice, which has been sent to her by Debbie, her daughter. And we thought that that would raise a smile, as did Anne. So do have a little look at that and see if it can also raise a smile with you.
Doesn't it go on? Well, here we are. An open and shut case. Now, we are jammed in a cupboard here because the church is once again in a state of upheaval. Coleman, the building contractors, arrived at St Mildred's yesterday to begin. What was it the day before?
Kind of arrived a bit late Wednesday afternoon,
yes, they
but
did,
properly Thursday morning, so day before yesterday.
Before yesterday, yes, to decorate the church. Now, everything is covered in protective sheeting, and we've supplied a little photograph to prove the point. Now, we wondered, did Michelangelo go to so much trouble when he painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Well, of course, we will never know. Anyway, the point is that all this necessary clutter means that we've revised our thoughts about opening St Mildred's on Saturdays and Sundays. The bits and pieces really do present a hazard, and so we've decided to keep the church closed until the work has been completed. We are very sorry about that, but we really do have people's welfare at heart, and we would hate people to trip over and have an accident. So we are, you might say, under paint constraint. What we can say is that we've had a sneaky peek at part of the wall that the decorators have put a first coat on, and it does look really good, doesn't it?
It's looking
I think once the church is
yes.
done, the whole church is going to be utterly fantastic. So we are lucky. Now, St Michael's Church, on the other hand, although St Mildred's is closed, will be open from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock every day. St John's remains closed.
Excellent. Good. Right, now under the heading of Jumping with Joy. Joy Rapley, and you might have to listen carefully for the tenuous link. Joy Rapley contacted us with some wonderful news. As I approach a significant birthday, and we will be hearing more about that in just a few seconds, 22nd of January, I received a surprise letter from the Department of Work and Pensions. It read, "Now that you are approaching," should I say it?
I don't think we can we?
80. You are entitled to a higher amount of state pension. Great excitement, said Joy, but soon quashed when I read the next sentence. Age addition of 25 pence per week will be payable from your 80th birthday. As I struggled with the disappointment, I remembered how I had chuckled over exactly the same letter sent to my own mother in 1991. Just from my mother's point of view, I'm reading Joy's words. My mum was not 80 in 1991.
No.
Some 30 years ago. She had a laugh over how she might spend this windfall. So I researched the allowance and found that it was first awarded in 1971, which is a good year, 50 years ago by Edward Heath's government, and the amount remains the same. According to one source, in 1971, 25 pence would be worth £3.56 today. That would be worth having, enough for 2 or 3 good meals or the gas bill. But what can I get today for about 25p? I went online and found quite a few suggestions, said Joy. Among them a Freddo bar, I like a Freddo bar myself, a small tin of cat food, a pack of 8 Lemsips. I'd like to know where she found that. That's pretty impressive. And a beer in the Czech Republic. If I'm careful and save it for a month, I could buy something at Poundland. I'm so glad it's going to be useful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Joy.
And you know what I've had to do? Because when I got news of Joy's windfall, I did write a letter asking her if she'd like to help fund the next stage of the reordering. I then read the article and tore it up.
Excellent.
Anyway,
Well,
we celebrate with Joy not necessarily the award of 25 pence extra, but at least her birthday.
yes.
Now, we begin our birthday roundup with an apologetic look over our shoulder because 2 lovely people slipped through our birthday net. Now, we wish a belated happy birthday to Doug Ratcliffe, whose birthday was on the 13th of January, and to Wendy Holman, whose birthday fell on the 14th of January. Tomorrow, now we can look forward a bit, we sing to John Hyde, whose birthday it will be, and this coming week to Joy Rapley, of course, but also to Jean Morris, who they both share a birthday, the 22nd of January. And Joy, as we've heard, will be 80. Well, we do find this almost impossible to believe, I have to say. Now, please let us know if you or someone, either you or someone you know, have a birthday in February, because our little birthday calendar's looking a bit sparse when we turn into February.
Yes.
So now we need to do the honours, don't we?
I think so. I'm doing this honour, so I think
So
you'll have
shall I
to do
do
that
that
honour.
honour?
You do realise that I miscounted the number of candles.
How many are there?
There should be 5.
Have we got one handy?
We have. Hang on.
Go
I
on.
shall get a 5th.
I will
relinquish the mouse.
Right, I'll start lighting these ones. So there's one here for Doug Ratcliffe.
Yep.
And one for Wendy.
Yes.
And we'll have this one for John.
Yes.
And this one for Jean, and then we'll give Joy, as she's reached a significant 0,
Yeah.
we'll give Joy Pride a place here. There we are. So all that remains now is to light the fountain candle and to hold up the banner. Shall I take one end?
You can take one end.
That's it. Right, here we go. Stand by.
Got to remember these
Wonderful.
names.
Yeah. Right, here we go.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Doug, Wendy, John, Jean and Joy. Happy birthday to you. Many happy returns to all 5 lovely people, and we hope that they have had or will have or are having a really lovely birthday.
Indeed we will. Excellent.
There
Well,
we
it's
are.
quite good.
The candle that keeps on giving.
It is.
Okay, so do you want to take us through
I shall
this
do
week?
that.
Well, we've
yes.
partly covered that.
We
the
have
services.
partly covered it. So, worship online, we've talked about what's coming up this weekend. Just to remind you as well, our very popular little series on prayer, where to start and how to keep going. There will be versions of that coming out on, I think it's Monday and
Yeah.
Friday next week. So we're
And
doing
those-
that every 4 days.
Those will be episodes 4 and 5.
They will indeed, yes.
Yeah.
So please do keep an eye out for that. I think that's probably the only thing in addition to what we've already said, apart from obviously each day we will be continuing with prayer during the day from here
Yeah.
and night prayer from over
Yes. So we will keep you posted, of course, all through the next few days with information about all sorts of things, not least about the worship that is available online.
there. Yes.
And needless to say, we are very much looking forward to the day when we can fling wide the doors and welcome people back into our churches. So, to the final bits and pieces in this week's Connect Up, we have Thought for the Week, and that consists of a Bible reading, a little reflection, and the collect for the second Sunday after Epiphany, which is what we've reached, we'll reach tomorrow.
We will indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to bring us to a beautiful conclusion?
I can bring us to a beautiful conclusion, I'm absolutely sure. I think that all that remains for us to say is to have a good week, to stay safe and stay well, to get in touch if there's anything that we can help you with.
Yeah.
But other than that, enjoy this wonderful piece of music and we'll see you again next week.
Yes, we will.
Let's go.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, then, bye.
And the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before a king?